So I've just pulled off the weather stripping on this 60 series, and unfortunately there's rust almost all the way around the window, which is really a shame because this 60 series is essentially rust free other than this part here. I brought this truck up from California in 2010. And on my drive up to Canada, there was actually water that came into the cab. So I knew back then that there was issues. Anyways, this is not a sight that is pleasant to see. I'm gonna take the window out and deal with this rust. Essentially, you can see how bad this is here. This is gonna have to be cut out and new steel is gonna have to be welded in. So this is kind of what we're looking at here. So this is what it looks like with the window off. It's a lot worse than I was hoping to see. This is bad. This is terrible. This is not what you want to see on your Landcruiser. You guys see this here? It's not pleasant to look at. Anyhow, we're gonna start tackling this and see what happens. So being that this is rusty everywhere, I was kind of like, okay, where am I going to start with this? So I decided to start in this corner. You can see inside here. I don't know if you can see inside. You see the fluid film in there? I sprayed that that was in 2010, 2011. So it's still doing its job. I noticed up in the channel there's a little bit of rust, but that was probably from there beforehand. Anyways, this is what I'm going to tackle next here. Alright, so I've cut a couple pieces out here. Just trying to eliminate all this rust here. So this piece, basically ground out the spot welds, sliced it along here with the angle grinder, sliced it along this area and this area with the Dremel tool cut-off wheel. And underneath here it looks good. So we'll fabricate a new piece and put it in. Just made up this little piece here, got it tacked in place. I've got weld through primer on the back side. So this guy, I just realized I put it on the wrong side here. I'm gonna have to sandblast this side quickly and coat it with weld through primer. But essentially this guy is gonna go in here. So that'll be next. And this sucker here is all cut out. And I'm welding it up over here. That's gonna be the next piece that goes in. So it's been a day or so. This is where things are at. I fabricated this section. That's gonna go in next. I've basically done the whole side here. Of course, I need to finish welding it and grind all the welds down. Got this corner done. I removed the whole strip here. Oops, I just touched the, didn't mean to touch that. I just put some OSFO on that. Removed that whole section. And I've got this side to do and the whole bottom to do. But anyways, it's coming along slowly but surely. This is where things are at right now. So I got this piece all welded in here. Big credit goes to Fitzy, I think it's Fitzy Fabrication, who recommends generally, well, for complex parts, basically doing it in sections. So taking one piece, welding it to another piece, and it just makes it a lot easier than messing around with metal shaping tools. So what I did here is I made another piece, and then another piece, and now I'm going to cut this nasty section out here. And then I'll drill some holes like I did here, do the plug welds, and then basically grind everything flush. I'll have to weld this, of course. So yeah, so that's kind of my system going along here. And we're just going to keep trucking along, and I'll show you where I'm at in a bit here. Got this section essentially all welded in now, working on this section. And then I decided to cut a piece out on the other side there. Just kind of get a bit closer here. You can see the section I took out there. So I'm just gonna get that in place. I'm kind of jumping around, so as I weld things, it gives time for the welds to cool down so I'm not warping anything. So I'm jumping around and doing different sections. Anyways, that's where things are at now. So this is where I'm at now. I've essentially got the whole bottom in place. I still got to weld it up and clean up all the welds, of course. This side is essentially all welded in place. Just have this little piece to do down here. And I'm working on the top right now. Just making these strips, drilled the holes. This top piece that is underneath all the strips I coated with OSFO several days ago. There was a couple spots where there was some surface rust, so gave that a coat, and just marking my holes with a marker. I'm going to put little stickers on there, so when I weld, basically I'm going to coat both sides of this with weld through primer. And I'm going to put little stickers on the spots where it's going to be welded, just because, you know, so then it's metal, bare metal, and I'm not going through primer. So yeah, and then once these guys are done, I'm going to start working on this top section here, which is pretty bad. You can see here there was actually a hole, rust hole right in the roof here. So anyways, it's taken a long time. It's a lot of work, but we're getting it done. So I've got the corner piece in here and this piece. What I found works well is drilling a 3/16 hole and basically just operating the MIG welder at fairly high heat, and you get a pretty nice little weld. And I can actually see I'll bring the camera to the other side maybe after, but there's really good penetration and I'm not blowing through, but yeah, that seems to work well. And I also just was in between things cleaning this up a little bit. Got a bit more cleaning to do here, but as you can see, it cleans up fairly well. So obviously these corners are going to take a lot of time. Got to weld them all up and grind those welds down, but pretty happy with how the outside's looking so far. I don't plan on putting any body filler in, so it's all just going to be the welding here. So here's where we're at now, another little update video. Just working my way along the top here. I'm cutting out the side first, and then I will cut out any bad sections on the top here and weld those in. So there's a couple little spots here I have to deal with, a couple little spots right there, a little spot right there. I'm not leaving anything to chance here, a little bit there. You can see I did this corner piece already. And yeah, just going to work my way along here. Hopefully I'll have this done in the next couple hours, and then it's just a matter of welding everything together, cleaning up the welds. You can see what it looks like after. I cleaned up this section just kind of as a test spot. Looks pretty good. So we're going to keep plugging along, and I'll come back in a little bit here. Another quick update. I've got the top front section done. I'm now working on the roof area. So after about I think 11 days now. I've got it finished. The last 3 days I spent basically grinding, smoothing out welds. I don't plan on putting any body filler on this up here there at all. What I'm going to do now is clean it all down with acetone and do a coat of rust bullet. Rust bullet, I'm having faith in you. I haven't tried it long term and I'm going to take a chance. So I'm going to do a couple coats of rust bullet all around the window area, and then any parts that will be showing beyond the gasket, I'll just do a coat of epoxy primer and just some black rattle can paint so it kind of blends into the gasket. So yeah, that's it. Almost every inch of this was replaced, and it was a heck of a job, and I really don't want to have to do it again. So yeah. So this is the end product. I've got several coats of rust bullet. I didn't use any body filler anywhere. Just make sure I don't trip on a hose here. And yeah, I'm happy. I will paint the circumference probably in a flat black, or maybe get a color match paint, I'm not sure, after I have the windshield installed. But yeah, this is it. Almost every square inch of this was replaced. This whole top section was completely gutted and replaced. So that was my first attempt at replacing all the rust. And just take your time, do it section by section. It's doable, requires a lot of patience. Took me about 12 solid days to get this done. Hey guys, so window is installed with a new gasket. Everything went in very well. There were no issues. I was anxious because I had replaced so much steel and I didn't know if my angles were 100%, but everything worked out real good. The glass guy said there was no problems at all, and I didn't use any body filler. So where I had some of the rust bullet paint up higher here, what I decided to do was just basically kind of outline the whole gasket with some flat black paint, kind of blend it in. This job wasn't about doing fine finishing work. It was about eliminating the rust. And actually I think this black trim looks pretty darn good. So anyways, I'm just gonna leave it like that for a while. And yeah, this is my other one, my other project here. Whitey and Brownie. So anyways, that's the job. When I reinstalled the snorkel, I did use rib nuts. So I have three 10 M6 cap screws, and then on this side I installed some Allen head stainless steel screws with washers. So that's the rust repair on the windshield frame, and we'll see what happens when there's a big rainstorm, but it should be fine. The glass place that did it, Crystal Glass, they give you a lifetime warranty guarantee on their installations. So anyways, it was a lot of work. It was about 2 solid weeks of work, and after owning this particular truck for over 10 plus years with leaking issues, I'm hoping they never come back again. So catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share this if you know another Landcruiser fanatic that would be interested in seeing some Landcruiser videos. Talk to you soon.